And we have two more new Halloween tunes. This one is called Minnie the Moocher, and it's by Cab Calloway. And what's fun about it is it's a gang vocals song. It was popularized both by the Max Fleischer Betty Boop cartoon in 1936, which is spooky and cool. It was also popularized by the Blues Brothers, and the song was sung by Cab Calloway himself in that movie. So if you ever want to watch Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi in the Blues Brothers, there's a pretty awesome rendition of Minnie the Moocher in it. So this is another tune that features the minor twins, E minor and B7. And remember, when you're switching those, all you're doing from E minor to B7 is jumping your finger up a string for each finger, and then jumping each finger back down a string, and then jumping each finger up a string. And for B7, it's important you keep that bottom A string open so that you get a dominant 7, because if you played a B major, it wouldn't have the same spooky effect. Not so good. A lot spookier. And then we jump to our C7 to finish off the phrase. And we have a pomp strum. If you don't remember the pomp strum, you're just playing and releasing the pressure after you strum each string. And once we get better at it, you can kind of get a little stoppage to each chord as you strum it. Now let's switch to B7. And that's it. You're just releasing the pressure on your left hand every time you strum a chord. Let's try C7. Now what I'm doing here is I'm muting the rest of the strings with my other fingers after I strum each chord, because when you play a chord like C, you have to mute the strings with your other fingers because your note is on the bottom string. So when you release the tension, you still get the resonance of the other strings, all right? But let's go back to E minor to start the song. 1, 2, 3, 4. Folks, here's the story about Minnie the Moocher. She was a low-down hoochie coocher. She was the roughest, toughest frail, but Minnie had a heart as big as a whale. Hidey, 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 hi. Hidey, 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 hi. Ho-de, 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 ho. Ho-de, 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 ho. Heedy, 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 hee. Heedy, 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 hee. Hidey, 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 ho. Hidey, 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 ho. She messed around with a bloke named Smokey. She loved him though he was a cokey. He took her down to Chinatown, and he showed her how to kick the gong around. Hidey, 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 hi. Hidey, 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 hi. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Heedy, 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 hee. Heedy, 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 hee. Hidey, 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 ho. Hidey, 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 ho. And she had a dream about the King of Sweden. He gave her things that she was needing. He gave her a home built of gold and steel, a diamond car with a platinum wheel. Hidey, 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 hi. Hidey, 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 hi. Howdy, hody, hody, ho. Hody, 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 ho. Heedy, 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 hee. Heedy, 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 hee. Hidey, 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 ho. Hidey, 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 ho. He gave her his townhouse and his racing horses. Each meal she ate was a dozen Hidey, 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 ho. Hidey, 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 ho. E minor, C7, B7, E minor. Yeah. That's a super fun song. And one of the things about the blues that's kind of key to remember is that you can sort of knit the words around the chords. There isn't really a wrong way to say the vocals, and that's kind of this improvisational spirit of the blues, is that when you're playing that chord progression, you can twist those words around the chords any way you want. So that's why there are a bazillion versions of most of these classic blues songs. And you saw as I was playing, I was kind of playing around with where I was going to use the syncopation and the syllables in the words. So it's a fun one to play around with because there aren't too many rules when it comes to the blues.